This particular video is about the cramming cases the FTC has been working on and the refunds that'll be going out soon. So this is a very important issue. So please think about the things the FTC and the FCC mention in this particular video, because it will protect you from the cramming. And as you may not know or may know, cramming is when charges are added to your bill that you did not authorize, that come on your bill in various ways. Some of them are from your cell phone provider, and some of them are from third-party entities who have the right to allow you to put charges on your cell phone bill for things you purchase. Sometimes we think our one complaint would not make a difference. According to the FCC, that is not true. What it states here on the screen, it says in 2014 and 15, the FCC, along with other federal and state regulators, took enforcement action against the nation's four largest wireless companies for billing customers of millions of dollars in unauthorized third-party premium text messaging services. These cramming cases resulted in $353 million in penalties and restitution. So one person can truly make a difference. So it is so important to report these events that happen to the Federal Trade Commission, and if it's under the jurisdiction of the FCC, please file a complaint there as well. Okay. Now, this particular situation is about cramming. Can you live without your cell phone? I don't think many of us can. We all use some form of cellular communication in our world today. You can make calls from planes, boats, or wherever. But the one thing that's scary is your cell phone bill. If that bill comes in the month and you think it's all set and it's something different, that can be very frightening. The Federal Trade Commission has won this case on cramming, and they're going to be sending out 22,671 refund checks to people who lost money in this mobile cramming operation. So there's tens of millions of dollars involved in this. What is cramming? Cramming is a technique that is used by companies to put fraudulent charges on your phone. As I said earlier, this is something the Federal Trade Commission and FCC has worked with consumers in 2014 and 15 to stop many of the phone carriers from doing that. And here it tells you that they use deceptive practices. Right here on the second paragraph says, crammers often rely on confusing telephone bills to trick customers into paying for services they did not authorize or receive, or say, for instance, a service actually costs more than you were led to believe. Now, in the last paragraph, it kind of really tells you what they're doing. In the last line, it says, the more your mobile phone bill begins to resemble a credit card bill, the more difficult it may be to spot unauthorized charges. Because what you do is you make purchases through your smartphone and it is charged to your cell phone. How does cramming happen? How do these people get these fraudulent charges on our phone bills? And the FCC gives us kind of like a little insight into that. It says it occurs when telephone companies allow services or goods to be charged on your phone bill. Since you have a smartphone, you can get to the internet, make purchases, or download apps and all of this. So as opposed to trying to charge it to a credit card, the telephone companies have allowed a practice of charging it to your phone bill. So now your telephone bill is taking on the attributes of a credit card or debit card account. So this is why you really have to pay attention to what's there. So crammers have gotten very creative. Many of them will just take numbers out the phone book because all they need is an active number to charge all of these crazy charges to your home line or your cell phone line. So this is something that's turned into a money-making situation for crooks and scammers. They are really taking advantage of this feature of our telephone providers providing this opportunity to charge things to our phone bill. The FCC gives us some ideas on what these cramming charges look like on our cell phone bills. And usually they come in very vague terms like service fees, service charge, other fees, voicemail, mail server, calling plan, and like membership. But they don't tell you membership to what, or what service charge, what is the service that you're being charged for. When you try to get explanations for these, you don't get an answer, but it appears on your bill. And so this is where the FCC and the FTC comes in. These charges have to be clearly explained according to the laws now. So you want to make sure that you check your bill to make sure that these little things that show up on your bill are clearly understood by you as a consumer, because that's your right. And this is what these little cramming techniques use. This is techniques that are used by your phone carrier. These fees that they put on in this particular one that the FCC gives us, this is number 2, and this is basically on the monthly fee. And you would find things on here that will not explain, something called monthly fee or minimum monthly usage fee. This would be above and beyond your plan fees. So this would often be hidden away in the breakdown on another page, and you did not know what that extra money was. And it might be like $5 or $6. It could be a very small amount, or one month you could get something that was very large. These were actually cramming that many of the carriers were doing to consumers. So this was something the Federal Trade Commission worked so hard against, and these hidden fees were making these individuals an awful lot of money. This is number 3, and this is one I think we've all experienced in some way on our cell phone bills. This is the most prevalent way. They add a lot of extra fees. Now that third-party companies can charge stuff to your cell phone bill, this is how they get you, is with like a ringtone or wallpaper or text messages about sports or gossip or daily horoscope, whatever. And this is something the FTC and the FCC have worked on, because they would put this on your phone and you'll download it or whatever thinking it's coming from your carrier, but it's actually a third party, and even sometime the carrier. But what they do not tell you is that it is a fee attached to this, and you don't even realize it at the time. And some of these fees can be minimal, some of them can be exorbitant. So you want to make sure you know what you get into, because to them you're like Miss Moneybags. You just somebody, we added this little fee to your phone, enjoy the text message. So read your bill. So how do you protect yourself? So carefully review your phone bill every month. Do not just pay it. You need to treat your phone bill like your credit card and your bank statements. You want to look at every charge on there. And the FCC says you should ask yourself these little questions when you're reviewing your bill. Do I recognize the names of the companies listed on my bill? What services were provided by the company listed? Does my bill include charges for calls I did not place or service I did not authorize? Are the rates and the line items consistent with the rates and the items that your company quoted you when you got your service? This is very important. I did a video on my channel in regards to our military personnel, families, and friends in regards to cell phone contracts, because they can be something that's crippling to say the least. So you want to make sure that whatever you were quoted, you have it in writing. Get a contract. Make sure it's clear and not something with 50 pages of small print. Now next, they suggest, when in doubt, ask questions. You may be billed for a call you place or service you use, but the descriptions listed on your telephone bill for the call or service may be unclear. If you don't know what was provided for the charge that's listed on your bill, call the company before you pay it. Work that stuff out before you pay your bill and get it all straight. Don't wait till the bill is due to call or past due to try to work out problems. Call as soon as you get the bill. Review your bill. Make sure you know what services was provided, even for small charges. Cramming often goes undetected as very small mystery charges, sometimes only $1, 2, or 3. To thousands of consumers, Cramming's charges can remain on the bills for years. So you want to check. I check my bills. I mean, I know down to the penny. If it's 35 cents over, I'm calling to find out where the 35 cents come from. I had a Verizon bill and it had an increase of $1 and something. And when I called and asked about it, it was some kind of overage fee, and it's like if your bill is late. My bill is never late, so I made them take it off. Now, call the phone company responsible for your bill and explain the concerns about the charge. Ask to have the charges removed. You do that, but when you make that call, you want to write down who you talked to, date and time, and what the resolution was, so that you can check your bill the next month to make sure that everything is correct. With my bill, I made sure that they told me what the bill was going to be for that month, since there was going to be an adjustment. I got the person's name, the exact amount. I noted all that down on my bill. You can also call the company that charged you. Ask them to explain the charge. Say, for instance, you download something on your phone, an app or something, and what they charge you is incorrect with what was posted. So, and then you get something totally different on your bill. So call them. But if they don't correct it, you just keep pressing on. You want to call your carrier and complain. So you don't just accept these incorrect just because that's what the FTC and the FCC is there for. If neither the telephone company sending you the bill nor the company that provides the service in question, you need to file a complaint. As I said at the very beginning, that does work. With the FCC about charges on your phone bill, whether they relate specifically to the telephone service or to other products or services that appear on your bill. So you want to also contact your state and public services commissioners who handle these types of things. Attorney General Consumer Protection Department is very good. And with the Federal Trade Commission about charges. So you want to file these complaints in these locations, because your one complaint makes all the difference. One is a powerful thing when there are many of you who filed these complaints. I have filed them. So they all make a difference. One person can make a difference. Now, the refunds, this is my favorite part. This is the refunds that are stemming from the FCC's, the FTC's, and other agencies crackdown in 2013. So they're still sending out monies in regards to this. Now, when you read the FTC's website in regard to this particular fact, it states that part of this scheme, the defendants sent out messages containing celebrity gossip alerts and fun facts and all of this stuff, but they didn't tell you about the consumer billing problems. They were adding this stuff to your phone and sending you these little text messages, but they didn't tell you they was charging for it. So you look like just a money bag to them. You just somebody that they're extracting money from in a very interesting way. And the latest rounds of refund, as you can see here, is over $2 million. And they're sending out the average amount in their check is $92.95. So filing those complaints actually work. And they started on this prosecution in 2013. When you get your check, make sure that you deposit it within 60 days, because if you don't, as it states on the check will become invalid and you will have to contact the FTC to get a replacement. There is a number here at the bottom of the screen that talks about that. So you want to make sure you follow whatever it tells you in regards to that check. This is so important for us to check our bills and to get in the habit of looking at our cell phone bills, and that's what the FCC and the FTC reminds us of. And the refund checks, don't forget, this is a little reminder, you have to cash it within 60 days. And also, this is the website you see, ftc.gov/refunds. That gives you information about all the various refunds that the FTC has gotten and the ones that are available for consumers to request a check from. And the last part in red is very important. The FTC never requires people to pay money or provide account information to cash a refund check. So if somebody calls you about a refund check, talking about, oh, you need to pay to get your check and all this, that is a scam. So take your check to a reputable bank or a place where you can cash it and be safe out there with your cell phone bill. And thanks again for visiting my channel.